We'll now look at a concept called reflection and refraction. See here, whenever there is a luminous body, the light emerges out of the luminous body and falls on the matter. And depending upon the nature of this matter, how is this matter? So you can think of mirrors. So from our primary knowledge, we are aware of a mirror. How is the mirror? If at all you have a glass plate. So if you have a glass plate, this is a glass plate which is transparent. I hope you are familiar with the transparent and opaque bodies. Transparent means you can see through. So if you can see the other side of particular glass, that is called as transparent. If you cannot see, that is called opaque. For example, glass is transparent and film is transparent. Opaque means you can consider of a wood. If at all you have a wooden cardboard before you, you cannot see. If at all I think this has a wooden cardboard. If at all a person is standing over here, he cannot see the person standing here. So this is not possible. The vision is not possible. Whereas a person standing before the glass plate can see the person other side of the glass plate. He can see. So this is transparent. So this is a transparent. Glass is transparent. And cardboard is opaque. And you also have one more type of material called translucent. Translucent is one where you can have a partial visibility of the body. That means you can see partially the object over here partially but not completely. So here it is called as translucent. Just like an oiled paper. Oiled paper is translucent, and you can think of frosted glass, just like window glasses and all. So frosted glass, you call it as a frosted glass. Frosted glass is translucent. So there are three types of bodies over here. Now if at all you take a glass plate and if you polish at the back side of this, it forms a mirror. So this is what called as the polishing. You can see the mirrors available in the market. The back side of the mirror is somewhat orange coated and front side it is open. So that orange coated polishing is making it to reflect back. That means if you are standing in front of a mirror, you can see the image, your image in the mirror. So mirror has two surfaces, one is polished, one is open surface. And if at all the thickness of the mirror is more, then you call it as a thick mirror. If thickness is less, you call it as a thin mirror. So thin mirror is always represented with a single line with polishing. These dots represent the polishing. So this is a thick mirror. This is called as a thick mirror. And here this is called as the thin mirror. This is the thin mirror. These are the mirrors. Now we are considering the thin mirror over here. So whenever light ray, this light is called as incident light. So light originating from the luminous body is coming in the form of a ray. Then when it falls on this, there is no possibility of this ray to get into the other medium. Hence, it will be reflecting back. So this is what called reflected ray. So here you need to remember, whenever a light falls from some medium onto the mirror, it will change its direction and gets back into the same medium. That phenomenon is called as reflection. Meaning that the property of light ray, to get back into same medium after striking after striking a boundary. After striking a boundary, it is said to be reflected. That means a ray starting from the medium over here, getting back into the same medium. Here there are two different types of media. We call this as medium 1, this is medium 2, because for example it is coming into the air, it is passing through the air, let us say. When falls onto the glass is another type of medium. That means earlier we have described that light travels in the straight line as long as it is in the homogeneous medium. Similar medium, it continues to travel in the same direction. Actually it would have been traveled in the same direction like this, but because of the presence of this another medium, that is the mirror, a glass medium, it is taking a diversion. So the light coming from one medium is getting back into the same medium after hitting a boundary over here. That property is called as reflection. In order to explain the reflection in a decent way, that means in a pictorial manner, we'll just consider there is a boundary here which separates two mediums, medium 2 and this is medium 1 we will suppose. And here perpendicular to this boundary, whatever the line you assume, it is an imaginary line. Whenever you imagine a line perpendicular to this should be 90 degrees here. This is called as normal. We always calculate the ray propagation or the angles, incidence angle, reflection angle with respect to the normal only. Let us suppose a ray is falling from here, a ray is falling in this direction onto the surface here. This is how the ray is traveling, and the angle between this normal and this is called as I, angle of incidence. Then here when it strikes the boundary, here it is medium 1 and this is medium 2, it is coming from medium 1 and the medium 2 is obstructing this. Since it's a reflecting surface, the glass sends this ray back into the same direction, into the same medium. The reflected ray will have the same angle and getting back into the same medium. So this is how it gets back into the same medium, and the angle here is called as reflection angle R. Or in general sense you can call it as angle R. This is the reflection angle. So this is called incident ray, and this is called as reflected ray. Now if it is not undergoing a reflection, how it would have gone? So it would have gone in the path like this. So this is called as undeviated ray, undeviated path. This is called as undeviated path. This is the undeviated path. So from here, from the surface, whatever the angle, whatever the direction of ray, if at all you measure that, it is called as glancing angle alpha. So here I is called as incident angle, R is called as reflection angle or angle of reflection, and alpha is called as glancing angle. And here one more angle here you can consider. This is the D, that is called as deviation angle. Deviation angle. Deviation angle is nothing but the angle between undeviated path and the reflected path. So this is the deviation angle. These are the terms you need to remember, and based on this we have to discuss laws of reflection. We'll just look into